Good morning and happy solstice. Welcome to this place of peace, justice, love, hope, and joy. In this Unitarian Universalist congregation, we affirm that no matter who you are, whom you love, or where you are on your journey, you're welcome here. For those who are joining us online, we're so glad you're with us. If you're visiting with us today, we invite you to sign our visitor book, which is at the visitors table in the living room. And if you'd like to join us for coffee downstairs, definitely do so. If you'd like, feel free to take a green mug like this so that we can be sure to greet you. Also, members and friends, to help people connect, remember to wear your name tags with your pronoun stickers. I have none. I'm Dave Lloyd. I'm up here. If you need a new name tag, see the visitors table. I'm your worship associate, as announced, Dave Lloyd. Our music today will be provided by the Celebration Singers, directed by Julia Beckman, and our music director, Jamie Passman. This is an all-age service, and remember, all voices are welcome here. We recognize that individuals of all ages and abilities have different needs during the service. In the living room at the back of the sanctuary, we provide a cart of fidgets and drawing supplies. If at any point you feel the need for movement, please feel free to get up and grab a fidget, engage in drawing, or stand or sit on the floor in the living room. There are also different types of seating available in the back of the sanctuary. Please see our greeter for assistance if needed. There's always a lot going around the church, and you can read all about it in News and Notes, which arrives in your inbox every Friday. And there are printed copies available downstairs. If you'd like to receive News and Notes and are not yet, stop by the welcome table in the living room, busy place today, at the back of the church. A couple of announcements. Matt Brown is leading a new covenant group called Soul Matters. The first session is an introductory session, so it's a no obligation, see what it's like a couple of weeks from now, January 12th. So you can learn all about it there, and if you have questions about it, Matt, raise your hand. See Matt anytime after the service. The communications team has a survey that is online all about how the church communicates. If you think about it, there are so many different ways that we get information from everything about everything. Some people like to read paper. Some people like to have things on small devices or large devices. Some people like to hear things. So there's a survey online, and next week we'll have paper surveys, so that let's find out what the best way to get news to you and information to me is. And remember, our Candlelight Christmas Eve service, 2 days from today, will be at 4 p.m. It's 4 p.m. here, Candlelight Christmas Eve service. Lessons and carols, special music, and the choir will sing. All are welcome. Again, happy solstice, everyone.
Thank you, Dave. And good morning, everyone, and happy solstice. I am the Reverend Dr. Beth Johnson. My pronouns are she, they, and it is really wonderful to see you on this very chilly morning. Pam picked me up because you don't want me driving with my boot. By the way, for those of you who are visiting, I broke my foot. We're figuring out how it's going in the next couple of days. We'll see what happens. So Pam picked me up, and it was really, really cold, right? But then somehow when we got here and we went over to the religious education and office building and we're coming over here and kind of hustling over it, we just talked about how this chill isn't so bad. It feels wintry, and it's wonderful then to come into this warm sanctuary. We came in as the choir was rehearsing for Christmas Eve and the service today, and it's just a gift. Oh, y'all, it's just a gift to be in community. So I do hope to see you at our Christmas Eve service as well. We acknowledge that we here in the western suburbs inhabit areas that are the traditional territory of the indigenous people, including Kickapoo, Peoria, Potawatomi, and others. As a people trying to live into a more just world, we have a responsibility to acknowledge the history and legacy of colonialism, the harm done to Native peoples, and to work to repair that harm. And so it is, as we consider this beautiful solstice, and we have our annual solstice service where we will be choosing inspiration words and singing chants and just hearing about the stories and inviting the light back in, even as we still embrace the dark. So it is good to be together. We come this morning, refugees from cold and worry and the press of festive fuss. We come this morning, revelers in this winter watering, brimming with the joy of holiday hope. We come this morning perhaps with a mixture of all of the above and more. We come, planet pilgrims on this blue boat home. We've spun toward the darkest night. We come, singers, seekers and bringers and singers of light and hope and meaning. We come together this morning finding in this place, among these people, a place to tell and hear our stories, a place to reimagine possibilities for ourselves and our world. We come together this morning finding in this place, in these people, a place to be where the light is born. It is good to be together. And just a reminder, in this all ages service, all voices are always welcome the whole time. And if people are running around the aisles, I would just adore that. I guess that goes for y'all grown-ups too. If you want to do that, I'm all for it. Because solstice is a time of going deep, and it's also a time of celebration. So yeah, y'all go. You know, it's like, did Reverend Betts just say we could run around the aisles? But we are going to enter into the quiet for a moment. The service will have arcs in it. And we're just going to take a moment and pause to embrace the dark of winter, which is our opening song, number 55. And invite you to rise, embody your spirit, and sing with us.
The flaming chalice, our crucible of transformation, holds the flame we long to see. The flame glows with a flicker of new life, new dreams, new hope. As the shadows are still deep and the dark still with us a while longer, we light this flame with newborn confidence that it is held, as we are, in the mystery of the cycling year. Where there is a light and there is love, deeper than we can ever fully know. We light this chalice here in the dark of winter, witnesses to the light that shines.
I invite you to join in singing our chalice song, Singing the Light.
This will really bring excitement. We know that our financial contributions to this congregation come from commitment. Come from commitment and hard work. And if we've had a good year, this is the penultimate Sunday to share with our church this year. I know. We're so grateful for contributions and commit together to ensure the funds we gather collectively do a greater good for ourselves and for the world. Now let there be an offering to sustain and grow the life and mission of this congregation. May we give in love and in hope. Please join in our offertory words. This church is made up of all of us. It is what we learn together, the work we do together, the fun we have together. It is what we share with one another, with people around us, and with the world.
you, choir. Thank you, Julia. Thank you for yaying. I was not familiar with this song until Julia brought it and the choir sang it. The first verse which you heard is, "A new joy has now appeared. That has never been there. Above the fields of Ukraine there, a small bird was flying." Here are some of the other words. A small bird was flying. Yes, bringing us news that Ukraine has not perished. Ukraine has resurrected. On Christmas early morning, the snow has been falling. A mother with children from Siberia seek their father. The children cry out loud, "Where is our family?" There's a burial mound, our father reposes. Pity the children, pity the mother. The blood does flow there. But in heaven there's a star. There the angels do fly. And on earth from the cannons, the mountains do tremble. Not only from the cannon, but also from mining, for enemy wants to take Ukraine away from us. Substitute other places around the globe that are in the same situation that Ukraine is in this time. Gaza, Congo, Sudan, Syria, the West Bank. In heaven there's a star shining with the sun. On earth our brother's blood flows. The Ukrainian trident, the Ukrainian meadows. A time of darkness. It is also a time of hope. When people write lyrics like this, not just 3 years ago, but this is an old carol. It reminds us that across our world there is devastation and there is evil, and yet there is also the hope that a bird will fly, that the hopes and the dreams of people who are oppressed in war-torn countries under occupation will rise. Beloveds, that is the time of year this is the time of the year that we say, let our lights shine in the darkness. Let there be hope. Let us know that people will see birds fly and aid come. That is our prayer and that is our hope on this winter solstice and at this Christmas time, at this time when we celebrate the return of light and the lighting of candles that go for 7 days. This is the time where we most hope. May it be so. I invite you to take a breath and hear words by Jan Richardson. I cannot tell you how the light comes. What I know is that it's more ancient than imagining, that it travels across an astounding expanse to reach us, that it loves searching out what is hidden, that it loves searching out what is hidden, what is lost, what is forgotten, or in peril, or in pain, that it has a fondness for the body, that it has a fondness for the body, for finding its way toward flesh, for tracing edges of form, for shining forth through the eye and the hand and the heart. I cannot tell you how the light comes, but that it does, that it will, that it works its way into the deepest dark that enfolds you, though it may seem long ages in coming, beloveds, though it may seem long ages in coming, or arrive in a shape you cannot foresee. And so, may we this day turn ourselves toward it. May we lift our faces to let it find us. May we bend our bodies to follow the arc it makes. May we open and open more and open still to the blessed light that comes. This is what we know, beloveds, that the promise of this time is that the light will come. For in ancient times, since ancient times, as the darkness came, our ancestors of all traditions lit candles, built monuments, Stonehenge, Newgrange, that the Aztecs, on all continents, people acknowledge the dark time and the hope for light, right? And we hope for light as well. I have an idea that my ancestors in Ireland stood around bonfires, held vigil on the longest night, and then what happened? The sun rose. The light always comes. And this is an invitation also to see the dark also as an embrace, a time where seeds germinate, where we have the opportunity to rest, some of us, parents notwithstanding, but I'm hoping you rest. And we tell stories. This is my, 35th Yule celebration, Winter Solstice acknowledgement. And so we do that in story and in song and in chant. One of the chants that I love, and then we'll lead into a new version of a familiar story, is a chant that is simple. It goes, and some of you know this, the earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, return, return. You know, when we sing these songs, I imagine that I knew that the sun was going to come up on the solstice morning. I knew it. I could trust that. I think we sing these songs to remind ourselves that we live in and through these cycles, and I imagine my ancestors, again, holding vigil and singing songs, and me probably imposing a lot of myth around that and saying, yes, all voices are welcome. We love, so we're gonna sing now, so let's do that. Okay, the earth, the air, the fire, the water. If you'd like to, you can stand, or you can stay seated. I don't know how you can sit through, but if you wanna sit, go ahead. Otherwise, let's do it. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, there, you guaranteed that it will. Pam?
Yes? This is what it's like in the office during the week.
You should come and visit us over there. Our doors are always open, and there's lots of laughter and some snorting.
Silliness.
Yes. Do we have a story today, right?
We do.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you like about it?
I like that it's familiar, but it's gonna surprise you.
I do too.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Want to go?
Yeah.
All right. You start.
'Twas the night before Yuletide, and all through the glen, not a creature was stirring, not a fox, not a hen. A mantle of snow shone brightly that night as it lay on the ground, reflecting moonlight.
The fairies were nestled all snug in their trees Unmindful of flurries and a chilly north breeze, the elves and the gnomes were down in their burrows, sleeping like babies in their soft earthen furrows.
When lo, the earth moved with a thunderous quake, causing chairs to fall over and dishes to break. The little folk scrambled to get on their feet, then raced to the river where they usually meet.
What happened, they wondered, they questioned, they probed, as they shivered in nightclothes, some bare-armed, some robed. What caused the earth shudder? What caused her to shiver? They all spoke at once as they stood by the river.
Then what to their wondering eyes should appear but a shining gold light in the shape of a sphere? It blinked and it twinkled, it winked like an eye, then it flew straight up and was lost in the sky.
Before they could murmur, before they could bustle, there emerged from the crowd with a swish and a rustle a stately old crone with her hand on a cane, resplendent in green with a flowing white mane.
As she passed by them, the old crone's perfume, smelling of meadows and flowers abloom, made each of the fae folk think of the spring when the earth wakes from slumber and the birds start to sing.
My name is Gaia, the old crone proclaimed in a voice that was at once both wild and tamed. I've come to remind you, for you seem to forget, that Yule is the time of rebirth, and yet
I see no hearth fires, hear no music, no bells. The air isn't filled with rich, fragrant smells of baking and roasting and simmering stews, of cider that's mulled or other hot brews.
there aren't any children playing in the snow. We should have snow up here.
Yeah.
Next year there'll be
I
snow.
can make a lot of things happen.
Okay, but not that. Okay. There aren't any children playing in the snow or houses lit up by the candles' glow. Have you forgotten, my children, the fun of celebrating the rebirth of the sun?
She looked at the fae folk, her eyes going round, as they shuffled their feet and stared at the ground. Then she smiled the smile that brings light to the day. Come, my children, she said, let's play.
They gathered the mistletoe, gathered the holly, threw off the drab and drew on the jolly. They lit a big bonfire, they danced and they sang. They brought out the bells and clapped when they rang.
They strung lights on the trees and boughs, oh so merry, in colors of cranberry, bayberry, cherry. They built giant snowmen and adorned them with hats, then surrounded them with snowbirds and snowcats and bats.
And then just before dawn, at the end of their fest, before they went home to seek out the rest, the fae folk, they gathered around their favorite oak tree and welcomed the sun, neath the tree's finery.
They were just reaching home when it suddenly came. The gold light returned like an arrow-shot flame. It lit on the treetop where they could see from afar the golden-like spear turned into a star. The old crone just smiled at the beautiful sight.
Happy Yuletide, my children, she whispered. Good night. I too loved the retelling of that story. I can send it out in a link in my next blog if you would like to have it. Yes, I'm seeing my folks, some of my folks would like to have that. That is Newgrange in Ireland. So, in the words of the crone, blessed Yuletide, my children. The light is reborn. At 3:21 a.m. Saturday morning, yesterday, the promise of the season was met. The promise born out of the darkest night, a light is born. This is the season where we celebrate the winter solstice, to pause for a moment, because solstice means standing still sun. And it's only just for a moment. The pause before the slow return of light in that longest night. For millennia, as I said, our ancestors, those who shared this land and lands all over, were marking this day. They celebrated with all the symbols that we see around us, the symbols of Christmas. Lights, bonfires, festivities, the Yule log, all of it. We're ancestors. Our ancestors were the ones who gave us these traditions, and we will be ancestors in passing them on. All the gifts and the merrymaking. The winter solstice, the day upon which sacred births of gods and goddesses and the celebrations. Again, this is a time when we can celebrate the rebirth of hope and possibilities. Now, our calendar marks the day, the first day of winter. But in the Celtic Wheel of the year, which we've been exploring this year since last Samhain, which was the Celtic New Year a year ago, I know. The winter solstice is the midpoint of the winter season, which New Year's begins at Samhain. I don't know how much you can see of that, but that's the wheel of the year, and it shows the various festivals that we've acknowledged most of the time this year, from Samhain to Yule to Imbolc to the spring equinox to Beltane, which we love to do here. If you are new here, you do not want to miss the Beltane ritual. This is the only, I know I said this last year, this is my second year here. This is the only congregation I know, and I know a lot of congregations that celebrate all these festivals that has a permanent hole in the ground for our Beltane maypole. So this is not something that you want to miss. To the summer solstice, to Lammas, to the fall equinox, and back to Samhain. That is the wheel that we turn when we sing the earth, the air, the fire, the water, all those correspondences. Winter, by no means, as you know, is finished, right? Even though, I don't know if you're tired of it yet, but I could get tired of it quickly. We are promised in these stories and in these songs that a light will be there, that it is in us and with us. We've been talking about the soul's journey into the darkest time of the year. The journey is inward and it's outward. It's one of transformation and healing, of insight and wisdom, of release and renewal. We explore the mystery and the dark this month to allow ourselves just a little time to go inward. By soul, I don't mean something that's separate from the body, but that intersection of the conscious and the unconscious through which our imaginations express our deepest meanings and longings. There's healing for us to be gained in this soul's journey. We journey into this time of contemplation and mystery to heed, in the words of the poet Rilke, to love the dark hours of our being, to enter into the cauldron of transformation, the wisdom in the womb of the winter, the comforting, deepening dark. The thing about acknowledging this time of the year and recognizing it and having ritual around it is that we know it could happen in the spring, it could happen in the summer, that we experience a dark time, a challenging time. That's not the province exclusively of the winter time. So what traveling this wheel does for us is it gives us the tools and the experience of knowing that we can go deep and dark and that a light will be there. I invite you to reflect for a moment on the mystery and what the season of darkness has taught you thus far and is still teaching you about yourself, your relationship with others, the earth and its cycles, just pause for a moment, just a moment, and reflect on what it is that you long for. What is it, beloved, that you seek to transform in yourself? Just take a bit of quiet and allow that wisdom to emerge from the depths of you. This is a time of release, of letting go what no longer serves us, to make room for what's going to be born. What have you said goodbye to? And what do you need to say goodbye to in this coming year? This is the time to do that. So just take a moment and identify that. Just a moment. Hang on to it just long enough to write it down and be prepared to let it go. Sometimes we know that letting it go doesn't happen all at once. I invite you to breathe with me and arrive in this time, in this place, in this rest, in the moment, this now, into the place in your body that's your center, your knower, your wisdom. Arrive to that inward journey into the depths of yourself. Where are the darkest places within you? As we encounter the darkest night, which we experience again and again in our lives, the cycle of the year teaches us to spiral through it, to rest for a moment in the comforting dark, the lonely dark, the scary dark, the dreamy dark, the rich and productive dark. It's okay to be in the dark. What in the dark needs light? Your hopes, your fears, your dreams. Breathe with me. Finding the dark within you and finding the light within you. What does the light in you look like? Yes. Sometimes it's like a big burst. It's like the light of the cosmos. Sometimes it's like a little flame. Yes. Or the big birth at the beginning of time, the light of the divine. See the light within you. Imagine it growing within you and illuminating your path through the spiraling dark. Take time and allow yourself to sit for a time and let the darkness reside in you. And from the silence comes an alleluia. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Jamie always asks me what key I want to start in.
That was a different one.
It was a different one. And then he said, oh, it's the key of B, which I imagined was the key of Beth.
And then she didn't singing bees. It was your key.
And so, beloveds, out of the darkness rises the Alleluia, no matter what key you sing in. That is the gifts of the winter solstice, to pause and dream and then sing and be and see the light shining in the darkness. Those achings, those longings to be born. Keep knowing that the light shining in the darkness, we can be brave, beloveds, in our hope for the world. So we've paused to turn slightly but decidedly away from the darkest time. Not to flee from the darkness, because it teaches us still, but to turn the wheel to the next phase. And so, beloveds, this is a time in our service where we will choose inspiration words for the year. This is a practice that I've had for many, many years. More years than I can count, over 3 decades. And the process is we have a couple of decks of angel cards that we're going to pass out, and you're going to be able to choose a word from the deck. Now, here's the thing. You cannot look at the word, okay? I know you want to, but you're going to go like this, because we're going to be watching to see if you choose your word and to see if you look. It gives us a handle, a place to hold and be for the coming year. I tell the story every year when I introduce this, that one year, and just believe me, trust me, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometime, you get what you need. So you'll get a word and you'll be like, oh my gosh, what does that mean? I'm happy to talk to people about their word. I was with someone a couple of weeks ago, and I said, how are you doing with your word? And they pulled it out of their wallet. I'm like, yes! You can put it in your name tag if you want. But the idea is to just allow it to unfold and be a guide for you through the year, an inspiration year. An illumination word is one of my sisters calls it. Now, this is a story I always tell. One time, years and years ago, we did it. We had our cards hung up on our Yule tree. So they were all little holes in them. We had them all tied up, right? Y'all remember this story from last time. And we had a chant going on, like the earth, the air, the fire, the water. And we danced by the tree to pick a word. And I danced up to that tree, and I grabbed that word, and it was obedience. And I danced right back and put that word back. And then I danced around again, and I picked trust. Because what is obedience but the capacity to trust, to be connected and true to ourselves? So, in a moment, we're going to come down for you to choose the words are going to be passed out, for you to choose your word. And just be with that. And it's very exciting, and I always like to see what people get. So Dave and Pam are going to help me, and we're going to choose our words for the year. And pause. You can do that now. You've already had opportunity to go in, to think about what you wanted to release. This is the opportunity to allow your body and psyche and the grand synchronicity to give you an opportunity to see what it is that you're going to birth or work with for this year. So just take a moment when you choose it. Just pull that word out. Yeah. Paula's back. Oh, the kids should pick a word, absolutely. And if it's a weird word, let me know, and I'll interpret it for you. What's your word? Okay. Oh, yes. Do you know what that means? Okay. The word was contentment, and it means to be quiet and happy inside. You can look at your word, or you can hang on to it and we can be a big reveal at the end. You're going to get one. Oh, Christine. Okay, now I want to see what people are getting. I can't walk very well. Did you pick a word? And you are. You don't have them yet. They're coming. They're coming. I have no business going. Let's get together. The words are coming. Be and breathe. Those aren't the words. Be and breathe. You know, in this whole deck of angel cards, there's not a word that says breathe. What the heck? You would think. Okay. Yes. It's right there. He's coming. Yes. Spirit works in Spirit's way. Who knows what's going to be birthed? Hi, sweetheart. Did you get a word?
Oh, let's screw her. It don't work that way. Meaning may deepen over time. Journal about it. Beth would love it if you'd like to visit with her and chat with her.
Am I bringing up the president of the congregation? Where are our words? Do we have them? Okay. why don't we put them together? And everyone got a word, right? So, Dennis, if I may, I'm going to quote you. Dennis got healing, and the wisdom of this is, you could be the recipient or the giver, right? So as you journey this year, through the year with your words, just give yourself the opportunity to see how it manifests. So I'll tell you a story. A couple of people got honesty because there was 2 decks. One year, it was a mid-year, it's like summer solstice or something, and I was with friends, and we said, well, let's just choose words for this mid-year. So keep in mind, this was a deck that had been picked over. There weren't a lot of words left. So I dip in and I pick honesty. And I put it back. And my friend, you think I'd have known by now? My friend Renee goes, as I dip back in, there's a truth card in that deck. And I pulled out the truth card. I'm just saying, trust. The grand synchronicity, the spirit of life, your intuition, the holy, the divine love that holds us all. So this is David Mrazek, who's the president of our congregation. Yay! Each year, the president chooses a word for the congregation. Last year, Daniel Wayman picked the word, and it was clarity, right? So we can reflect this year on how has there been clarity in the congregation. Look at some of the things that we're doing, right, to bring clarity to our mission and our vision. We had the lead team last year that looked at living our values, evaluating our church, adapting to a new world, things like that. So I think that was a good word. So Dave, no pressure. Okay, you ready?
I could put it back because you keep putting yours back.
Openness. Isn't that a great word for the congregation for the year? And then Pam got that word. Yes, it's perfect. Thank you. Yeah, we'll look forward to working with that word for the year. Now, I do like to offer the program leads, like the staff, to pick a word. So do you want to pick a word for your RE, religious education program? Well, of course. It's Pam. You want to pick a word for the choir? And what was it last year? Efficiency.
I didn't quite live with it again, and now we have
Harmony. I'm telling y'all.
We don't have to be efficient anymore.
Okay, Jamie.
I got one.
No, you for the entire music program.
This is going to be good, I bet.
All right, let's see.
Here's my pile of presents from everybody. Gratitude.
Yay! There we go. Thank you. You'll see. I'll hop up that stair sometime. Don't you worry about it. Well, beautiful, beloveds, and I really do love it when we get together to talk about the word, because the word, it's a focus. It can be an intention, it can be an inspiration, it can be an illumination, or any other I word you might think of. Insight, however you want to look at it. If you're confused about your word, if you're a youngin' and you want a different word, then you just go ahead and Pam and I will get you another word that kind of fits. These are concepts, well, not just words, but they are concepts behind them. So my prayer, my hope, and my wish for you this winter solstice is that you hold all of you in the dark times, in the light times, and know that you are indeed, as I tell you every week, beloved, you are always and everywhere held in love, and mystery deeper than you can know. I say a lot of words, but y'all, that is the one thing I know for sure. That love and mystery just embraces you and us. And Dave and I are going to invite you into a litany. And your response is? You ready?
Always ready.
Okay.
Ready, more than ready.
In the greatest darkness, out of the winter's cold,
From our deepest fears, when we most despair, when all seems lost,
the light is reborn. When the earth lays waste, when animals hide, when the leaves are gone,
when the river is frozen and the ground is hard,
when the shadows are fleeing, light is returning, warmth will come again.
plants will grow again, animals will be seen once more, life will continue.
The light is reborn. This is our promise. This is our prayer. This is the assurance that the rest of nature and love gives us, that the light will be reborn. As you journey through this time, just know that you are not alone. Do you hear that? If you have a need, if you need to connect, I'm here, we're here for you. That's what it means to be in community. If you email me and you don't hear back, email me again. Pam, the same. Julia, Jamie, Linda, Deb, all of our staff. We are eternally grateful. I think I'm speaking for everyone to be able to serve this congregation. Julia for 50 years, Pam for 20 years this year, Jamie, 15, 10. We're just so blessed, and you are a blessing. Please join in our chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of its community, nor the fire of our commitment. These we carry in our hearts, and we share with all the world. And what else is there to do, beloveds, but to sing about the joy of returning of the light? And we have a light, y'all, and the world needs our light. Right now, the world needs our light. Rise in body or spirit and sing. Shines. It shines not just for us. We have a light and we're not going to hold it under a barrel, are we? No. Are we going to let that light shine to our neighbors near and our neighbors far? The neighbors and friends who need the light of love that we have here to share inside and outside. So let's do that one more time. This little